Howdy howdy y'all, welcome back to my channel. This is K-Fiercene, and in today's video I'm going to be showing y'all how I do some off-grid building on console. So if you enjoy paleo content, please hit that subscribe button. It really helps me out, and give this video a thumbs up, and share it with anybody who you know who is struggling with it. So for today, what you're going to want to have on you is some builder's wood floor, and then I have this elderwood mossy rug to represent water. And get yourself some builder's wood pillar. You need 2 of them, okay? And that's going to be for the first part of this. Now, what you're going to want to do is you're going to place a line of how deep you want whatever you're building off-grid. So for me, I'm going to be building 6 out, so I'm just placing down 6 wooden floors here. And then I can build up on the sides once you have your front to back long one. So I'm going to put a couple of them on each side just to make a little bit bigger of a pond. You can make them as big or as little as you want. And now you're going to take a wood pillar and you're going to put it at the very edge of that middle runway you made on one end, and then you're going to put it on the other, okay? And then you're going to group select the pillar. I'll do it one more time so you know what I'm doing. So you're going to see I'm going to select the pillar, and I'm going to group select, and I'm going to pull it out. Sometimes it doesn't let you go all the way onto the edge, sometimes it does. And in this case it did, so I'm just going to now take away everything from the grid out, and then take away that other pillar. And as you can see now, I have me 6 wooden planks out here that I can now build whatever I want on top of. So we are going to be putting these mossy rug floors to represent water to put on top of them. Now you can see I did the flat side right on the edge, because you can't really get too much things to fly to put off the edge as far as the borders of the pond go. So you can't build too much off your squares. So I want to make sure that I am building off. And another thing about building with these rugs specifically is they have to overlap one another for some reason. It's really weird. I mean, we're building off-grid anyways. You're not supposed to be doing this anyway, so it's going to be a little funky. So as you can see, I'm going to be trying to do these vertical lines to try to cover all the wooden floor that I can, but don't worry, we're going to be covering it all anyways. So going to make sure I put again the flat side towards the edge over here on this side, and try to get it as close to the edge as I can. And then we're going to put one more over here to cover it up. Okay, and as you can see, I put it a little bit over the edge. And what you're going to see here in this case is it's going to be really hard for you to cover that siding up when it's so far off the edge of the platform. But you know, I'm going over here to show y'all an example. You know, you can see there's this big open gap of water that you can't get the stones to want to cover. So that's why I was saying you really want to make sure you line up that flat edge onto the edge of the wooden platform. That way you can cover that water's edge if you're doing an off-grid pond like we're doing in this video. Okay, so you can see I put it right on the edge of the wood for the most part, and now my rocks are going to be better suited for covering this edge here. And as you can see, I'm using these big rocks that you can buy from Kinley's register, and I'm on the outside of the grid, so you can see exactly how it looks on the outside of the pond, and how we're basically just putting them out here to cover up the edge and to neaten it up a little bit. So let me spice up my rock changes here. There we go. And sometimes you just have to play with placements. Some rocks work better than other rocks when doing something like this. So as you can see, I'm just going to go through and continue putting in a few different rocks to, you know, make it, spice it up, make it look cool, give it a little flair. Trying to do my best to cover up all the edges that I can. And as you can see on this little spot, I'm going to struggle to get the right rock in the right place. But you know what? At the end of the day, it just comes with trial and error. For some reason, the rocks have slightly different boxes. So you can fit one of the skinnier rocks in where you can't really fit some of the other rocks. As you can see right there, I'd found the spot. So we just wanted to turn it to where it all got covered in like so. And then I did accidentally leave a little floor spot open, so we're just going to put a little frog plushie over it to kind of cover that up for the sake of the video. But if I was making this to keep, I would have definitely made sure that that spot was covered up. Now we're going to throw in some little cattails for some little decorations. Whoops. Just like so. Nice. Oh, one more. There we go. Now we got ourselves a nice little off-grid pond. I was going to see if I could fit another frog in that one little corner, but it wouldn't let me. So, now we have ourselves the cute little pond that you can, you know, have off your grid. So now another option to build off-grid does require a red present from the holiday season. But you can do this trick and you can do it a little different. What you're going to do is you're going to start off the same way by putting in as many boards as you want it to be out. But this time what you're going to do is you're going to take your red present and you're going to put it right off the edge of your last board, okay? Like right at the edge. And then you're going to put your pillar on top of the present and then your pillar on the other side. And then like we did on with the last one, you want to make sure you highlight the pillar and then group select and then you can move it out. And as I said, sometimes you can set it out further than others. It sometimes wants to work, sometimes it doesn't. This one I had to put a little more off grid, but that's fine. So now we're just going to go through, take away everything but the red present. And now we have a red present here that we can put whatever we want on there, like another mossy rug if you wanted to build a 3D platform. But what I like to do is take a fully grown tree, because you can actually fit the fully grown trees on top of the present, and it hides the present super nicely, and it allows you to put flow trees or whatever kind of trees off your grid. So that is off-grid building, console-friendly edition. So thank you guys for hanging out with me in today's video. I hope you learned something today, and just be a little patient. It can be a little finicky, but promise you we can build off-grid. I'll see you later. Bye!